Top of the biggest ships in the world. Giant ships. Humanity has always sought to build large ships. The larger the vessel, the more cargo or passengers it can carry. A warship can carry more weapons, have better protection, and be stronger than the enemy. The largest vessels are designed for the transportation of bulk cargo, oil, gas, containers. Battleships were first in the lead, and then aircraft carriers. These are real floating airfields, even rather air bases. SSV-33 265 meters. This ship is the most on several points at once. It is the world's largest reconnaissance ship, and the only one with a nuclear installation, as well as the largest surface ship with an atomic engine in the USSR. It was built on January 7, 1989 to track space objects anywhere in the world. Cyclopean vessel. Displacement 36,500 tons, 265 meters length, 30 width, 70 meters height. The crew is 950 people with an autonomy of 6 months. The history of the unique ship turned out to be sad. He made only one trip from the Baltic to Kamchatka, where he stood until decommissioning. USS Enterprise CVN-65 342 meters. The Enterprise aircraft carrier is the very first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier in the USA and the world. It is the longest warship in the world, 342.3 meters. No battleship has ever reached this size. It was put into operation at the end of 1961 and decommissioned in 2017. The total displacement of the floating airfield reached 93.4 thousand tons. It carried up to 90 aircraft. The ship's speed reached 33.6 knots. Energy for this purpose was generated by 8 nuclear reactors, with a total capacity of 210 megawatts. The crew of the aircraft carrier numbered 3,000 sailors and 1,800 aircraft pilots and other aviation specialists. RMS Queen Mary 345 meters, a British passenger line and named after the famous Queen Mary, one of the most luxurious cruise ships in the world, also used on the line between Southampton and New York, can take 2,695 passengers. Owned by Carnival Corporation and plc, built at the French shipyard in Saint-Nazaire in 2004. The ship became famous for the fact that even at the shipyard it had a ladder collapse on December 22, 2003. Then 16 people died and 33 were injured. Tonnage almost reaches 80,000 tons. Length 345 meters, width 41 meters. QMAX gas carriers 345 meters. QMAX class gas carriers, translated as Qatar Max, are the largest ships designed to transport liquefied natural gas. To date, there are 24 such vessels in the world. This entire fleet belongs to Qatar. Interestingly, the fuel for the ships themselves is naval fuel oil. Each such ship is capable of transporting 260 to 270,000 cubic meters of liquefied gas at a time. The size of each of the giant gas carriers is impressive. 345 meters in length, 55 in width, draft 12 meters. The vessels are designed so that they can pass through the Suez Canal, but they are not able to overcome the Panama Canal. Oasis of the Seas 360 meters. This vessel is a real floating skyscraper. Of course, its height reaches 72 meters from the waterline. Taking into account the draft of 9.3 meters, the total height of the ship exceeds 80 meters. Displacement over 225,000 tons, length 360 meters, width 60.5 meters. The ship accommodates 6,880 passengers and cruises in the Caribbean. There is everything for recreation: an ice rink, a theater for 1,380 people, a casino, and even a park with 12,000 shrubs and 56 trees. CSCL Globe and Maersk Tripoli class vessels 400 meters. The container ship CSCL Globe was built in 2014. This is the lead vessel of 5 sister ships with a capacity of 19,000 TEU or 19,000 standard 20-foot containers. The vessels have a smart engine that adapts itself to the situation and saves up to 20% of fuel due to this compared to conventional engines. The same length, 400 meters, have container ships of the Maersk Tripoli class, which are built for the shipping company Maersk by the South Korean corporation Daewoo. 20 units were ordered. Such ships operate on permanent lines, moving at a high speed 23 to 26 knots. Their capacity is 18,000 TEU. Knock-Nevis 458.45 meters. The ship was built in 1979 in Japan. Even the photo shows how huge it is, 458.45 meters in length. The vessel could transfer over 657,000 tons of petroleum products per voyage. No steamship in the world has ever achieved such a carrying capacity. Even after getting a hull, the ship would not have been able to sink. It would have been kept afloat by the oil in the other tanks. The huge draft of 24.6 meters did not allow entering not only most ports of the world and the Suez and Panama canals, but even the English Channel. Just to stop, the ship had to travel 9 kilometers by inertia. But despite the incredible size, the tanker's crew was small, only 35 people. In 2009, the world's largest ship was cut into metal in India. Thank you for watching the video. Like it, write a comment, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next story.